Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to understand what is Docker. Now Docker is one of the most trending and useful tool for software industry. It is useful to developers as well as operation team. In this video, we are going to understand why do we need Docker. By the end of this video, you will be able to install Docker and run it in your host machine or servers. This video is mainly focused on three topics: why Docker, what is Docker, and how to run Docker. Before getting started, let's understand software development lifecycle. When a development teams develop any web API or a web application, they run it on the development server or local server first. After development is done, they transfer all the dependencies, code, and framework details to the testing team. Now testing team tries to install the same framework, same code, and same packages on the testing environment, and they start to test it. Now first of all, it is a time consuming process to install all the required dependencies, all the required packages. Secondly, if there are any issues in setting up the testing environment as described by the development team, it might happen that some features does not perform as required. In this case, what will happen is testing team will say that, hey, this feature is not working. This should be marked as a bug. And when development team checks the same bug, they find that it is working fine in their local system. So the feature is developed perfectly. In this case, clashes may happen, and this is very known scenario in IT industry. Now the same thing happens when testing is done and it is moved to the production environment. If production environment is not set up correctly, the application may not work as expected. As a solution to this problem, you need to package OS details, package details, code, any other dependencies and frameworks into one file and then ship it to the other environments. This concept was first introduced by hypervisor concept. Hypervisor is a part of virtual machine architecture. For a hypervisor example, you can take VMware. What happens is on the host OS, you install a VMware. Developer will bind OS of their system with the application, with the framework details, with the dependencies, package it into one file, and then transfer it to the testing team and to the production team. In this case, testing team and production team also needs to install some hypervisor. As an example, VMware. Now on top of VMware, they can install this file transferred by the development team, and it will install OS of the development environment and application on the system. This solves most of our problems, right? But problem with this is operating systems are always heavy. Installing more than one operating system on a single machine causes heavy resource utilization. To overcome this, concept of Docker was introduced. With help of Docker engine, you transfer your application dependencies without OS. As a result, Docker is lightweight. It only installs dependencies that are required for particular applications to run, not even the whole operating system. Docker is very fast. With help of Docker engine, you can install it in fraction of seconds. Installing Docker is very easy. For the Linux-based system, here is the command to install latest Docker version. For Macintosh user, you can go to Docker official website, download docker.dmg file and install it. For Windows user, you can install Docker Desktop Installer.exe from the website. But for Windows user, there are some prerequisites. Hyper-V and containers Windows feature must be enabled. You need 64-bit processor with SALT. You also need minimum 4 GB of system RAM. And you need BIOS level hardware virtualization support in your system. If you are fulfilling all these requirements, you can install Docker for Windows easily. Now let's list some benefits for using Docker. First is you don't have to worry about it works on the development machine but not on the testing server, or it works on the testing server but not on the production server. When you package your application using Docker, it works fine on each and every Docker installed machine. You can work with various versions of various languages at the same time. For an example, you currently have two projects running, one on PHP 5.6 and another on PHP 7.1. If you are installing it in your machine, what happens is when you are working on the first project, you have to enable PHP 5.6, and when you are working on the another project, you need to disable PHP 5.6 and re-enable PHP 7.1. With help of Docker, you can run PHP 5.6 and PHP 7.1 all at once. Same for the Node.js, Java, etc. You can create or destroy different versions of any software in just one command. So if you want to test newly released version of your technology, you can easily install it via Docker, test your existing code, and if it supports, you can go ahead with it. If it doesn't support, you can delete that container in just one command. Also, Docker creates an abstraction layer for all your containers. So no matter how many containers do you run on each system, they are abstracted from each other. Now comes, where can you find images to use with Docker? Docker Hub is the first official Docker registry where there are tons of public as well as private images are available. You can find official versions for Ubuntu image, Node.js image, OpenJDK image, PHP image, Apache image, etc. And there are other variants also available. You can find Docker images on other Docker registries as well, where you can push your private images and use it when required. So what do we mean by the public available images? Suppose we take an example of the Node.js Docker image. With the Node.js Docker image, it comes with the capability to run Node.js code. Now what you can do is, you can pull this Node.js Docker image. You can add your developed Node.js code on it. And now you can build and push to your private container registry. Now all the authorized users can pull this image with its own authentication method. And they just need to pull this image and run it in their system. Now let's go ahead and check how to pull Docker images and how to run them. Let us install a Docker here and then go through some of the basic commands. I have already copied the Docker installation command that I have provided before. Pasting it here, it is going to install latest Docker engine in our system. Docker installation is now complete. It has installed Docker Engine Community Edition server as well as client. Both of them are of version 20.10.2, which are latest as of now. Let's clear the screen. Let us pull simplest Docker image, that is hello world. As you can see, image pool is completed. Now image is available locally. Let's try to run the image. As you can see, this is the most basic example from the Docker Hub. And this says hello from Docker. This means that we have pulled first image correctly and it is running perfectly fine. Now to see the containers running in this system, let's run command docker ps. As you can see, there is currently no containers running. To see the stopped containers, run the command docker ps-a. And we can see that hello world container is terminated. So guys, this is all about Docker basics. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about this video and if you were able to understand what Docker is. I've put the link in the description below where you can find all basic Docker commands list and how they can be used. So go and check it out. If you like this video, please like, comment and share, and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.